What we're doing.
Welcome to another Rev Talk. I think we have a really interesting observation and study that I really did not remember ever knowing any of this. Take it away, Reverend Kim.
So I get this email from Maya White, who is an astrologer, and she does something called astrocartography. So you can send her, you have to pay for it obviously, but you can send her like several places that you're drawn to, like you'd like to move to this place, and she'll draw up a chart based on the planets and your planets and all of that, and tell you which ones are stronger for you and which places you might do better in, and it's actually very fascinating stuff. How it I love it. If you get a chance to check her out, I highly recommend her. But I always get her emails, and usually they revolve around the full moon and the new moon. And so one of the things that she brought up, and Reverend Beverly and I were talking about, is what she said, do you remember, does anybody remember, or do you know that the moon is the brightest celestial body in the sky? However, it doesn't have its own light. It's a reflection of the sun. And the same goes for the planets. They're not generating their own light. They're reflecting it off. They're reflecting it from the sun, from our star. Obviously the sun is our star that our planets revolve around. But the moon doesn't have its own light. It doesn't generate its own light. It just reflects that from the sun.
I I seriously do not recall any of that, but I recall with the planets and Saturn that the rings, the color of the rings were gases. So
Okay.
I should have recalled that it was reflections.
Well, we
It's
don't think about it when our telescopes, the Hubble or they go out there and they take pictures. They're not taking pictures of black. They're taking pictures of the planets, and the planets are actually reflecting the light of the sun. So each one, depending on what gases they have and what density they are, whatever, reflect back their uniqueness.
yeah, they're all. I mean, my granddaughter and I have a saying, father moon and mother sun, and we're always talking to them, and it's mother earth, mother sun. It's the all encompassing, the all being, and that is where everything is derived from and goes out to the others to create them, to make them powerful, to make them seen. If I am woman. So,
Hear me
you,
roar.
when, when you stop and you realize that, wow.
Well, you think that so the face of the moon that we see, the face of the moon that we always see is the same side.
Oh, it is. It doesn't
Yes.
rotate. We
It doesn't
rotate around the sun. You're right.
We rotate around the sun. The moon rotates around us, but the same face is always what we see. We never see, obviously, you never see the dark side because it's not facing us. But I always think it's so interesting that we look at the moon, but do we really see it? And I guess that's kind of the same thing going throughout our day. You look at people, but are you really seeing them? You take for granted that somebody's somebody's having a crappy day, so you see a little speck of a moment in their life, and they could be having such a battle going on, but that's why, they're snappy, or they're, having a crappy day or whatever. But you don't really see that person. You're just seeing a reflection of their crappy day, or something that's happening to them.
That is so true. And it tells you how powerful the mind is to see these. It's what we do with it that is important.
Well, and how powerful we are able to look beyond just that moment, to see the divine in that person, and to say, okay, they're having their own battle, and this is just a moment in their life that we happen to be on. So, you know,
I,
hopefully the rest of
yeah,
their day is going to be better, you know.
I see that as the uniqueness of each individual, allowing the other individuals for their journey, but seeing beyond the veil and seeing the true self within them. And this is what the planet system around us is doing. And
Yeah,
I was never aware of all the chemistry in that, because you forget what you learned in school, and then you go in a direction of astrology, or you go in a direction of angels and card reading, when it all comes back down to the basics. And the basics is the universe, and the universe is one, and we are the universe.
right. Well, and that's the thing. The sun is reflecting the moon. So we see the moon and what it is, and it's a reflection of the greater sun. You look at somebody else, and it is a reflection of the creator. And then you look beyond that and realize that they're also reflecting part of what you shine out as well. What you shine, they're also reflecting. And when you go beyond that, you recognize that both of you are part of the same sun,
Yes.
and we reflect back to each other our own uniqueness and our own divinity.
Wow. I you can't say more than that. And it's so simplistic by just remembering. And it made us, just what we said today, made us remember we
Yeah.
are one.
Well, yeah, just to, take in the fact that it, we're this
Speck.
little dot. However, we're not this little speck. We are the universe in our own unique selves, expressing our own uniqueness as the divine.
Yeah.
Each one of us. So we each have a reason and a purpose to be here, and we chose to be here.
And to shine our light.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's, oh, that was a wonderful thing we just talked about today, because
I love that.
it warms the heart.
It
It
does.
warms our purpose. It warms our understanding. If you just even take an inkling of what we said, you'll see the big picture.
Absolutely. And to
Yeah,
realize that each person is an integral part of it.
exactly right. It reminds me of a grain of sand. And then you
Yeah.
look at the beach.
Yep.
You don't have a beach without the one beginning.
Right.
Mhm.
I love that.
Wonderful.
Oh, so with that, my friends, I want to thank you all for joining us on another Rev Talk. And we want to remind you to be gentle with yourself, and to be kind to yourself, and to remember that you are unique in all the universe. There will never be another just like you in all of space and time. You are powerful, you are cherished, and you are loved. And without you, the song of the universe would be incomplete. Until next time, my friends, be well.